a platform for women, but this is all about brainwave vibration. And so this is, through a body and brain method. It's through the Tao masters, and they believe in the whole concept of cow. So warm Danjan, which is your abdomen and your core chakra, open heart. So you're open-hearted. Cool mind. So cool mind is great because if you think about a hot mind, you're hot-headed and you're attached to everything and you're emotional and you're making decisions based on emotion and, maybe not clear thinking. But when you're cool-headed, you have more of an ability to look at things from a different perspective and be smart. So one of the meditations that I learned from, these body and brain masters is they do a lot of tapping on their Danjan, which is their stomach, lower abdomen, to really warm that up and increase the body temperature. But when you get into the meditation part, you start shaking your head. And I notice if I'm doing something and I put it to music, I totally get into my zone. And when you're shaking your head, you can actually imagine tossing out like every negative thought that doesn't serve you. So if you're stressed out, you can literally be like, I'm tossing this out, I'm tossing that out, I'm tossing that out. And once you feel like you've emptied your well of tossing out all these things that are maybe stressing you out or not serving you or, bringing you lower in the scale of consciousness of like anger, jealousy, resentment, rage, all those things that you don't want, then you can actually start to put in really good thoughts and be like, I'm happy, I'm powerful, I'm successful, I'm healthy. And when you verbalize it even out loud, it becomes more powerful because now you're truly working with your subconscious. So this is very easy to do if you do it to like a great drum or, I've got all this great like techno music that really gets me in my zone where I'm just like throwing out every thought that doesn't serve me and then putting everything that, is going to power me up for the day. And then I can go on my day and I feel amazing. And once you do that, you really notice that your body and your entire nervous system is completely calmed down. You're happy. And if you can remember to do it with a smile on your face, then you're even happier. And that's been literally the most life-saving method of meditation that I've done that has changed my life. I mean, completely to where I have so much clarity. I don't get bogged down with, thinking about things that I used to think about that would just keep me in that yucky, muddy place. Oh, I've got to do this. Oh, I don't have enough time, So that's my favorite meditation. And of course, walking meditation is great too.
I'm so inspired.
It's Ilchi Lee is the founder of Dan Yoga and Body and Brain. And he came up with this technique. And a lot of their meditation is all through movement and vibration and getting your body really working together with mind, body, and soul. And so once I learned that, I realized, I don't need to sit still when I meditate.
Yeah.
And I don't have to sit here and think about, okay, be quiet, like concentrate on your third eye, see the light, all these things that we grew up with and that, I've done. And that's great too, if you have the ability to tap into that. Some people can do it really, really well. My personality, I can't. So moving and mindfully throwing out thoughts that don't serve me and then mindfully putting in things that do, and then using the voice to really, build it into something powerful. It's amazing.
I am going to do, I love that because that's always the problem. I think for a lot of us, you're sitting there and you're trying to be all mindful. And of course, all those little things come into your head of all the things that you could be doing, you should be doing, that you haven't done, that you need to pay, blah, 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 blah. But if you're actually doing something physically,
right.
I love that. And I'm also wondering.
I don't need to do that right now. I don't need to do that right now. I just need to be happy, get into my body, feel my body, right? We don't even take the time to do that.
That's so true.
And so feel my body and then think positive thoughts because, one of the great things about meditation and that silent time in the morning is really being able to create the story you want as far as how you want your life to be. We're so used to just telling ourselves stories and half the time the stories aren't even real and we're creating these catastrophic events in our life that don't even exist. And if you take that time in the morning, you have the opportunity to create the most incredible life you want through imagination and visualization. And I'm a true believer that when you start doing that is when you start attracting those opportunities and those lucky coincidences that come in your life because you're putting it out there in a very mindful, intentional way.
do you credit some of like your life and business successes to being able to hone in on the power of meditation? Is that something you like give credit to?
I do now. I mean, I went through, I built an incredible brand. I exited that brand. I had, the trials and tribulations of being an entrepreneur and, especially a woman entrepreneur, first time funding and all that. And when I finally got into really taking time for myself and all that self-care and becoming very clear, because I was trying to listen instead of just being like, okay, this is what I want to do and I'm going to da-da-da-da-da-da, but like taking the time to listen to myself is when my business completely changed and I fell right into my purpose and everything fell right into place. So it's been, a significant difference even in just the way I do business. I mean, last time I was like, I got to do it. I was traveling. I was always on the road. I maybe was home for 2 or 3 days a month. And I was build, but that wasn't sustainable. I mean, I burned out. I was tired. I was stressed. I was losing hair. I was gaining weight. I was just like, this is not for real, And this time with my brands, there's no sense of urgency. There's just such a sense of faith. And like, I know exactly where I'm going. I'm laser focused. And by doing these techniques, I mean, it's been amazing in what just has fallen into my lap with my business, which for me, it's interesting to observe the first couple businesses and now where I'm at and being like, wow, this is so much easier